Hello, I'm James, I'm from Wedding Reel, and I wanted to give you some advice that will hopefully help you in the planning of your wedding day. When planning the schedule for your wedding day, there are certain things you need to take into account that can help the day to run smoothly. First of all is the timing of the ceremony. This is really important. Fundamentally, this is probably the most crucial decision of your wedding day. This will determine how the rest of your day will flow. Ceremony start times range from 11 in the morning until the late afternoon, although typically most people get married between 12 o'clock midday and 3 o'clock. Obviously, the later the ceremony, the less time you'll have for your reception and those all-important photographs. If you're getting married in the winter months, we would recommend an earlier ceremony between 12 and 2, as this maximises the daylight time we have for your wedding videography and your photography. Another thing people often ask if they're having a church ceremony is, will having a ceremony in the church impact on my timings? And really the short answer here is yes, a church service will always be longer than a civil ceremony. Typically a civil ceremony is anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes, whereas a church service can range anywhere from sort of half an hour up to an hour and a quarter, depending on the type of ceremony that's taking place. Again, you need to allow time to get from the church to the reception venue, so you need to take this into account when planning your day. When I meet with couples, I always advise them on the timings of their day, just to make sure that everything's going to work and it's great for them and their guests, but also so it works for us when we're videoing and we've got a realistic amount of time to get from place A to place B. Another question people often ask, again this impacts on their wedding day, how long should I allow for my wedding photos? Again, this depends largely on how many groups or stage photos you'd like and how long you'd like to dedicate to couple shots of the two of you. We normally recommend anywhere from 20 minutes up to 90 minutes for the groups, depending on the numbers, and typically 20 to 30 minutes for your couple shots. This allows the photographer and myself time to get some great photos and videos for you. And the final point, should I have the speeches before or after the wedding breakfast? Now really this only comes down to whether you feel nervous and whether you'd prefer to have them before you eat or afterwards. Often it's traditional to have them afterwards. It also helps the kitchen if you do have them afterwards, because speeches can be a bit of an unknown quantity and they can take longer or shorter than you think they're going to, and again this can impact on the kitchen and getting the food ready for your wedding breakfast. The only thing we would say not to do is to have them in between courses, because this disrupts the flow of the food service and makes it more difficult for us as your videographers and your photographers if we're in a separate place, because we have to keep coming back and forth to make sure we don't miss those all-important speeches. So I hope this is helpful. For further information and hints and tips about your wedding, please subscribe to us on social media.